NYPD Blue star Kim Delaney's husband arrested again for public intoxication after alleged spat on plane. The husband of NYPD Blue star Kim Delaney has been arrested again, continuing a string of run-ins with the law for the couple. The 64-year-old actress's husband James Morgan was arrested for public intoxication after an alleged spat with his wife, and a flight attendant aboard an airplane just 5 months after a different arrest. The couple has faced several legal issues in the last year, including Morgan being taken into custody after complaints over noise and verbal disturbance, Delaney's settlement of a 2022 hit-and-run with a motorcyclist, and even Delaney being accused of trying to run over her husband Morgan. Now, the Daily Mail can confirm via a Delta spokesperson that Morgan was taken into police custody after landing at LAX Airport after a Delta flight from Detroit to Los Angeles on Monday, as law enforcement responded upon the arrival of Flight 523.
Tired of messy watermelon prep? The crisp taste 2-in-1 watermelon cutter slices neat cubes quickly, then switches to a retractable fork for easy serving with less mess. Want to check today's Amazon deal? Scan the QR code now or visit grabdeal.us/3 before it's gone.
The airline would not comment on what occurred on the aircraft, but did release a statement to Daily Mail which read, "Delta has zero tolerance for unruly or unlawful behavior, as the safety of our customers and crew always comes first." The airline did reveal that there was no operational impact to the flight and that there were no reports from the cabin crew about an incident with a flight attendant. This comes after it was reported that Morgan and Delaney allegedly got into a fight during the flight, leading to the husband being arrested for public intoxication, according to law enforcement sources for TMZ. Sources for the publication also claimed that Morgan was also involved in a separate incident involving a flight attendant, and it remains unclear what had sparked either spat. The Daily Mail has reached out to representatives for Morgan, and law enforcement has yet to hear back. Back in March, Morgan was arrested after complaints over noise and verbal disturbance were made at a Marina del Rey apartment complex. The Daily Mail confirmed at the time. Morgan was arrested at the time after at least 3 calls for service were made for a noise complaint and verbal disturbance at a public part of the apartment building. The LA County Sheriff's Department has told the Daily Mail. As a result of recorded phone calls and his refusal to cooperate with the investigation, Morgan was arrested for allegedly obstructing, resisting, or delaying a public officer, as well as disturbing the peace with loud and unreasonable noise. He was booked at the Marina del Rey Sheriff's Station and, according to TMZ, remains in custody. He reportedly has a court appearance scheduled for tomorrow. The Daily Mail has contacted representatives for Delaney for comment. The couple have previously faced brushes with the law, and last year Morgan accused Delaney of attempting to run him over with her car in an altercation that ultimately led to both of their arrests. At the time, Delaney was arrested and charged with felony assault likely to cause great bodily injury, and Morgan was also handcuffed and charged with misdemeanor domestic violence. According to the law enforcement sources, Delaney made a call to the LA County Sheriff's Department in which she accused her husband of domestic violence against her. Morgan was said to have left their home after the alleged domestic incident. But the following morning, Delaney called the police again to report that Morgan had returned to their home against her wishes. Sheriff's deputies soon arrived to speak to Morgan, and during the conversation, he played them a video that allegedly showed Delaney attempting to run him over with her car. After then speaking with the actress, police opted to arrest both her and Morgan at the scene. According to police sources, the actress was charged in relation to allegedly driving her car toward Morgan, while he was charged for the couple's row. After the confrontation, sources told the publication that paramedics arrived on scene to see if Delaney and Morgan were injured, and that after they were both medically cleared, LA Sheriff's deputies took them both to jail. Our office has declined to file charges against Kim Delaney and James Morgan due to insufficient evidence. A spokesperson for Los Angeles County District Attorney's office told NBC News last year. In addition to NYPD Blue, Delaney has starred on All My Children and Army Wives and had roles in Philly and CSI Miami. Originally from Philadelphia, she started out as a model before turning to acting. She earned a Daytime Emmy Award nomination in 1983 for All My Children. However, her personal life has been marred by struggles with alcoholism and brushes with the law. In January 2024, Delaney was sued by a motorcyclist named Djamal Badalov, who claimed she fled the scene after allegedly crashing her car into him in November 2022. In documents obtained by TMZ at the time, witnesses to the incident alleged that Delaney was driving erratically prior to the alleged crash. In his lawsuit, Badalov says that he was stopped at a red light in November 2022 when Delaney allegedly crashed into his bike. Badalov says that witnesses on the scene saw the television star swerving between lanes haphazardly as she drove down Venice Boulevard toward the intersection. He said that the crash flung him from his motorcycle and into the intersection. Badalov also says that Delaney initially tried to drive away after hitting his bike, but onlookers prevented her from escaping. It's unclear if Delaney attempted to communicate with Badalov or checked to see if he was injured during the interaction. He goes on to claim that the actress then exited her vehicle and called up an unknown person on her phone. However, Badalov says that Delaney appeared to be disoriented as she made the call, suggesting that she may have been under the influence of alcohol or other substances. The alleged victim adds that Delaney apparently got him to speak with the person on the other end of the line, whom he claims offered to pay him an unspecified amount of money if he would allow the actress to leave the scene without calling police. Badalov said he refused the alleged offer, and he says the person on the phone then told Delaney to flee the scene, though it's unclear if he heard them on the phone speaker. Delaney allegedly drove away before police could respond, leading Badalov to file his lawsuit. In April 2024, Delaney was ordered to do 50 hours of community service and complete the Mothers Against Drunk Driving program, MAD, over the alleged 2022 incident. Per Radar Online, the star was told she must not operate a vehicle without a valid driver's license in her possession and liability insurance. In 2002, she was arrested in Malibu, California, after she refused a breathalyzer test after being pulled over by police and was arrested on suspicion of drunk driving. Delaney later pleaded no contest to the charge, which earned her a fine, a mandatory drunk driving course, and a 2-year probation stint. The following year, she reportedly checked into a rehab program following her departure from CSI Miami. The alcohol-related issues escalated in 2005 when she lost custody of her son Jack Cordes, who was then 15. He testified that she had put him in danger by forcing him to ride with her when she picked him up from a party while allegedly intoxicated. He also claimed that she had urged his friend to get in the car as well, though they refused to ride with her due to her apparently intoxicated state. Cordes also testified that it was not the first time that his mother had driven him while drunk. In September of 2011, Delaney was pulled off stage at an event honoring former Defense Secretary Robert Gates after she delivered an incoherent and slurred speech, leading attendees to believe that she was intoxicated. Her first statement about the incident wasn't until 2012, and she downplayed it to Entertainment Weekly, saying she wasn't feeling great when she delivered the speech and claiming there were technical problems. But she didn't mention any alleged substance use.